Your reputation isn't just about you. It's about who you stand next to. And sometimes the wrong company can cost you your job, your peace, even your name. Because not everyone who smiles in your face is safe. Some people are just waiting to turn you into content. And when it happens, it's not that it won't happen to you. Oh, no, no. It just hasn't happened yet. Breaking habits on life on. Maybe it's just bad for me. Truth is, it's bothering me. Welcome to Boldly Becoming, your new digital safe space. A space where we learn to trust ourselves, to heal, and to unfold into who we've always been. If you clicked on this episode, maybe you felt uneasy about a friend group, a colleague, or maybe you've been scapegoated or burned because of someone else's choices. And if you're neurospicy, you might hyperfixate on people who show you kindness only to learn later that they weren't kind at all. Today, we're talking about how the company you keep can build or break your reputation.
I heard someone say that when they can't reach you, they start to reach for your reputation. And you know what? I feel like this goes for work, family, and friends. Because at work, when they feel like you're not friendly enough or when they feel like you're not doing what they ask right on time, they start to talk about you. They start to make up things about you, start to come for your character and start to really down you in the workplace to where people are looking you upside your head like you don't do your job. And as it relates to family, family can be the worst. You got into it with one of the cousins or one of the sisters, and everybody in the family talking about you. Now, when you come to the cookout, you're the person that everybody's looking down on. And now you have to explain yourself. When it comes to friends, especially in a group of friends, which is why I don't like that all the time, when you get into it with one, now y'all having side conversations about me. Y'all questioning everything that I am and what I do and how I move and how I shake. So, yeah, we'll try to come for your reputation just to please themselves sometimes.
So let me just tell you guys, I had my reservations about this one particular person, right? This person would do like expose style videos on, it seemed like damn near everybody, right? And in my head, I knew immediately unsafe, but I didn't trust myself, okay? I shared my hesitation with one of my friends and I was like, maybe I can handle it. The nerve of me.
The unfortunate part about being a kind person is that you forget that there are malicious people out there and you live life through your lens, and you have to actively remember that there are people out here that do not think the way that you do. There are people out here that do not have the same heart that you do. People that will just take while you decide to give. And I'm not saying to change who you are in your depths. If you are a beautiful soul, just protect yourself. Just be mindful, be cognizant that there are people out here who will take everything you have and be upset that you did not give them more. There are people out here who will spit in your face for caring about them. There are people out here that don't give a fuck what kind of person you are because they see you as an object. They see you as something to take from. They see you as a thing to be used. So for my fellow kind-hearted people, tread lightly, use your discernment, listen to your intuition, because sometimes you don't even have a red flag to go off of. You may just have a feeling, but that feeling is valid. And pay attention, because not everyone has the same heart.
Listen, I'm from the Bronx and I have a very reactive personality, and I'm working on it. She's still in there, but we can't go to jail sway. So I was just like, girl, I don't think it's wise, But my ego is like, you can love her to life, but I'm like, I don't think I could be in community with this person because I don't know how react if one of these things happened to me, if you know what I'm saying. And yeah, you guys want to hear the short story or the long story? Because sure enough, it happened. I became the topic. She did exactly what I figured she would do. And here's where I have to hold myself accountable. And this is something that I've done in a lot of previous friendships. I thought that I could love people or just show up enough for people or be consistent enough and treat people with kindness that they would in turn be the same way. That is ego. And that ego cost me so much of my time and so much energy. So please, Don't be like me.
People who try to ruin your reputation or fabricate lies about you are not people who deserve 1 second of your time trying to defend yourself to them or to the people they spoke to about you and lied to about you. I have had people in my life come and tell me things about other people and then go to those other people and tell them that I said the things that they said about them to me. And in moments like that, I would just be like, how could you be like that? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me that people can be so cunning and evil and manipulative in that way and deceptive. And I used to hate the part of me that was so naive and innocent and that just believed that people are just good. And over the years, I've learned that that part of me is so sacred and so beautiful because it's only an indication that I'm not willing to do the things that they are doing. I'm not somebody who fabricates things about others. I'm not somebody who deceives others. I'm not somebody who makes up lies just so that other people can hate the people that, I want them to hate. I remember early on in my life, my parents, both of them, would caution me from people in general. And I always thought, like, they don't trust me or my judgment. And then over the years, especially my mom would explain things to me. It's not that we don't trust you. It's that we've dealt with enough people in our lives to know that sometimes people only get close to you so that they could figure out what it is that makes you tick or what it is that makes you angry, what it is that you are sensitive to, and they will work actively to use that against you. Or we've dealt with enough people that we see when they're envious of what you have, they're willing to go to lengths and depths to tarnish your image for no other reason than their envy of you. So I appreciate those lessons that my parents tried to instill within me from early on. And now that I've grown into a 35-year-old woman, I understand that people who are willing to believe the fabrications and lies about me are not people who deserve that I defend myself, because the truth always speaks louder than lies. And if you are willing to believe something about me just because someone said it to you for whatever reason it is that they said it, even though they may have been very manipulative in the way that they staged it all to actually make it believable that I could have said or done something that I didn't say or didn't do. But if you believe that about me without checking with me, without taking the time to think, is this possible? Does this make sense? And does that align with the character of this person that I've seen? If you don't take the time to do that and you just believe the first bad thing you've heard about me just because someone put in the time and effort to make you believe that, you're not worth my energy. The people who are worth my energy don't even allow that kind of behavior around them. And if they see it, they ignore it, or they just take it at face value and they don't take the time to give it any weight. But all this to say, if you are in a position where people are making up lies about you, or they did in the past, and it's really bothering you because you really want to defend yourself, a better place for your energy to go is toward your own healing and your own mechanism that says, I'm filtering out the bad people from my life. Who are the good people for me? That's where my energy is going to go. Instead of spending that hour or that day worrying about what someone who believed something that's a lie about you and how are you going to change their mind, go spend that hour or that day with someone who already knows who you are and already values who you are and already celebrates who you are. You have one life to live, and every hour or day or second or month or year that you spend on trying to convince people of who you are is taking away from you actually living your life with your truth based on who you are. I hope this helps, and have a lovely day.
Some of the most beautiful, talented, ambitious, gorgeous women end up with losers because they never learned when or how to check their egos. I've seen so many beautiful women, I used to be one, trying to convince losers of their worth because their ego just could not fathom somebody not wanting them. Have y'all ever seen a woman who was bending over backwards trying to prove herself to a man, and you look at the man and be like, you're out of his league, what are you doing? That woman is likely leading with her ego, and she cannot fathom, I have this, I have that, I bring XYZ to the table, and he's refusing to see it. Let me pull his eyes open a little wider, and let me show him, and let me hold up the magnifying glass so he can see who I am. And I hate it so much. And I don't have a wise or motivational or inspirational quote to give y'all, or like a message or anything. Well, I guess I do have a message. The message is, stop fucking doing it. Check your ego. No matter how beautiful, smart, ambitious, fit, funny you are, there will be people out there who do not see your worth. There will be people out there who see your worth and then they ignore it. There will be people out there who feel like they're just overwhelmed by your essence. Let them go.
Now let's take Ace and Shelly from Love Island, okay, into account. We were also locked in on them, but Ace's ego got so heavy, it literally soured both of their reputations, okay? Now, when people see their names pop up, they pause, they scroll, and some people just roll their eyes, child, because Ace messed it up for the both of them.
It looks like Shelly is responding to the backlash that her and Ace have been receiving as a couple. This whole situation has truly gotten out of hand. Here's what's going on. As I'm sure you guys all know, Ace and Shelly's relationship has been the talk of the town over the past week. And this is mainly because Ace did an interview with Speedy Mormon where he said a bunch of pretty controversial things. One of them being that Nick and Olandria's relationship isn't real. Well, he didn't technically say it, but he heavily insinuated it. And this made a lot of people upset because not only were Nick and Ace super close in the villa, but Olandria is best friends with Shelly. So because of this whole situation, Shelly and Ace have been receiving a ton of hate online, which is obviously never okay. Well, Shelly recently responded to a comment she received on social media. It said, "You and your man are odd individuals." And Shelly responded by saying, "An opinion of yours, but a fact is you don't know me and I don't care to know you." It looks like Shelly is responding to the backlash that her and Ace have been receiving as a couple.
Even though Shelly wasn't the one driving, she was guilty by association, okay? And that's how reputation works. You don't always get judged for what you did. You get judged for who you stood next to.
I think when it comes to Shelly, it's so funny that she doesn't realize it, but her biggest character tell, the crack in her mask, is that man she won't let go of. It's Ace. Ooh. Because me personally, if you are the person that you say you are, if you say you're kind, you're all these things, why is Ace somebody that you're even into? Why do you look at him, the way he walks around the villa, the way he interacts with people in the villa, the way he bullies people, the way he speaks to Amaya, the way he's been treating Amaya, the way he's been obsessed with Huda, the way he did Jeremiah? Why do you look at all of that and you're comfortable with it and you like him and you're in bed with him? It's because you guys are one and the same. I feel like in her head, like, she's dissociated from that man, and it's like, oh, Shelly's like this and that, like, in that way she's liked and loved by the audience and whatever. And I'm like, at the end of the day, personally, if I had a homegirl who was dating an Ace, me would be done after a month. Actually, I've had friends like that. Like, to me, you are like the thing that is enabling this man to feel comfortable kind of doing what he's doing. Because, like, well, I could be misogynistic because, well, I got a girlfriend and she's fine with all of this. Sometimes, guys, just use these.
So here are some tools, because you know we gotta have a takeaway, right? Patterns. You have to watch patterns and not performance. So if someone's messy with everyone else, they will eventually be messy with you. Don't convince yourself you're the exception, honey. You're just next in line. Time always reveals patterns. Sometimes you need to pause before you align. Not every friendship, not every collab, not every invite is meant for you. Slow down, pump your brakes, vet people by how they treat others, not just how they treat you. Because if they gossip about everyone else, what makes you think you are exempt? Because you're not.
By overly defending yourself, right, against any kind of gossip or anything like that, the more you defend, okay, this is just factual, it can continue to fuel, right? Your defense continues to fuel the rumors. And what it does is it engages inadvertently into some extra fodder for any kind of gossip or speculation. And what that does is it prolongs, right? That's right. It prolongs that smear campaign. It prolongs the misinformation. And they don't really care about your defense anyway, because they've already committed to misunderstanding you. But the more that you give that life, the more that you defend, you're breathing long-term life into those rumors. So that's why you got to be able to step back and realize people are going to think what they want to think. And if they think it without knowing you, then they ain't your people anyway, and let it be what it is. But stop fueling the rumors. The more you defend, the more you...
Curate your circle. You don't owe everyone access. Online, offline, protect your energy like it's currency, like it's your last dollar, because it is. Once it's drained, it takes so much work to rebuild, and your nervous system don't deserve that jail. Ask questions. Before you stand next to someone, ask yourself, does their reputation lift me or lower me? Do they bring peace or do they bring problems? If they flipped on me tomorrow, could I honestly say I never saw it coming? Or were the signs always there? Your reputation is one of the most valuable currencies. You can rebuild money, You can rebuild status, but reputation takes years to repair, if ever. And sometimes it's not even you who damages it. You have to watch the company you keep. Stop ignoring the red flags. Don't assume you'll be the exception. You have to protect your name, your spirit, and protect your peace.
Do you know how bright you have to shine for people to be talking about you? Even if you're like, no, it's all bad. I heard that they were making fun of me, that they were saying that I couldn't do it, that they were gossiping about me, that they were spreading rumors about me. That's on them. You know what's on you? Your shine. Because they would not be talking about you and spending their time and their energy discussing you unless you were so damn bright that you were brighter than anything else that they could talk about. Only the people who are the most shiny get talked about that way. So I just want you to think about this as not a reflection of your worth, not a reflection of the truth of anything that they could be seeing or not seeing, but rather a reflection of your shininess. Because we wish them well, we bless them, we hope they feel better. But you who's been hurt by this, I promise you it's because you're the shiniest.
Have you ever lost an opportunity or a friendship or even your peace because of the company you kept? I want y'all to share your stories below, because you never know who might see themselves in, the story you share, and learn before it's too late. And if you're not comfortable sharing it publicly, you can email me right here. I want to read it on the next episode. Your reputation is too precious to gamble with, okay? If you've been feeling uneasy about someone in your circle, trust that. What did I say? Trust yourself the first time. It's not personal. It's discernment. And discernment will save you more than loyalty ever will. Protect your peace. Nurture your light. And never forget, you're boldly becoming and softly unfolding into everything you already are. So, I love you, and I will see you in the next episode. This is a skirt set, y'all, so you're not looking at undies. I have shorts on, okay? It's a skirt.
Look, it's cute. It's fun little. It's too big. Mom is losing weight.
We got on shorts today. We finally got it. Watch the